Welcome to The Creative Present, a show that's dedicated to expanding your creative self-expression and at the same time, getting your projects done. And I'm your host, Joshua Townsend. The game of creativity does not start until you are present. In order to do anything in the creative world, you must be present. You have to be here and now. Now, you can have frayed attention, and I said frayed, not afraid. Frayed attention. You can have little bits and here and there scattered all about, and you can still get work done. But to be really authentic, to be really cohesive, to have a lot of energy behind you, you got to be present. Nothing really starts to gel, really starts to happen until you're present. And by present, I mean in the room. And by in the room, I mean aware. So there's an awareness that's required of using our breath to breathe, to be a sentient being so you can feel the air, so that you can see the other person, you can see the room, you can smell the smells, you can feel the feelings, you can hear the sounds. So basically I'm going through the 5 physical senses, right? And then there's the other senses of equilibrium and all those other more nuanced sensations. But being present is the number one work of the creative in order to do the best possible work. Of course, you can do work where you're not as present as you could be, and there's going to be moments where you're going to be able to see and feel and experience how that is taking away from what could be. So as an actor, if I am present and I'm in the scene and everything is cohesive and running along parallel tracks, and there's little to no self-consciousness, there's little to no turning in, there's little to no being distracted by something that's outside of the created environment, then I have more noticings to work with. I have more presence to be a part of. And that has to do with, at the core of it, is being present when there's not a ton of people around me on a soundstage, when I'm not in front of an audience of 1,000 people, when I'm not being listened to by millions of people on a podcast. So being present and to being very aware of your state of being. I call that SOB, state of being. So what's your state of being as you're present? Because when you have presence, then you can start developing your state of being. A state of being is really important for you to be able to navigate wherever you need to go in order to do your best possible work. So if I am doing an exploration, I would want to have a state of being where I'm very open, very relaxed, very receptive, very present, without agenda. Yeah? Okay. So if I'm being present and I need to add in a state of being agitated or upset or frustrated because of the scene that I'm doing or the kind of poem that I'm writing, then I need to be able to access my present state of being, whatever that is, and then to tune myself to that desired or created state of being that I want to work with. But it all goes back to being present. So this is the first part in a 6-part series. I hope you listen to all 6 because they all stack on to each other. So the takeaways on this one again are being present, and we get to be present by working with the 5 physical senses, with our breathing, as well as by our mental and physical relaxation. There's some other things coming that I'll include in this, but that's in other parts. And then through all of that, being very aware of your state of being. And so that your state of being is going to be supportive of whatever creative session you're going into. Thank you for listening. If you love what you're listening to, please subscribe and then share with fellow creatives. For more, go to joshuatownsend.com.